You, we live, baby. We live. We live. A little late, but we live. I ain't got work tomorrow, man. So fuck it. We gonna break this night a little bit. I'm gonna let a few people get in, man. We got some boxing talk to attend to. You feel me? Let me make sure the audio correct. Let me make sure my mic good. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the audio correct. Make sure the audio is good. The audio is good. We gonna wait for a few people to come through. Yes, sir. Shout out Lorenzo. Shout out Obama. He said WBC won't portray Canelo. That's hilarious. We gonna get into it though, baby. We gonna get into it. Before I get into it, man, shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building, baby. As always, let's get this light and right. Let's get this light and right. Yes, sir. We coming correct. Stop motion MMA. What up? What up? What up? I apologize for coming on late, man. It's been a rough little weekend, man. Trying to, you know what I mean? Trying to get this live right at night. You know what I mean? Trying to balance some rest along with trying to balance my social life or whatever. But regardless, we in here now, man. I just hopped off of a podcast, a Spanish podcast called Los Duros con Los Duros. Shout out to them, man. They had a huge, crazy, like, movie TV type setup, man. Big cameras and, you know, like TVs showing our faces, and the editing was top tier, man. Shout out to them, man. It was a great interview about the sport of boxing, you know what I mean? And I don't speak Spanish too well, you know what I mean? I speak it just a little bit, but thank God my father was there to translate, you know what I mean, and make sure everybody had an understanding. So shout out to them. I'll post that interview on my community page once it's available. But regardless, we got some boxing talk to attend to, man. There's a lot of rumors going around in the boxing world, you know what I mean? Most notably, the video that I put out earlier, man. Shout out to everybody who watched it. I streamed it about like 7 hours ago, 6-7 hours ago. And it did a good amount of views. So shout out to y'all, man, for checking it out. Apparently, I hope it's not true. I didn't hear Errol Spence come out and talk about it. If he did, please let me know in the comments. I didn't hear Derrick James come out and talk about it. So it's kind of suspicious that they didn't nip this rumor in the butt. But Rolly speaking Spanish is the funniest shit in the world. Yeah. I heard him speak Spanish a few times. Yeah, his dad, a straight Cuban. He rarely know any English, so Rolly ain't had no choice but to learn it. But yo, man, ain't nobody really stepping up and trying to dispel this rumor. So I hope the longer that this rumor isn't addressed, the more people are gonna start to think that it's true. They saying that Errol Spence is looking for a different trainer going into this rematch against Terrence Crawford. That's shocking, man. It's shocking, but it's not shocking. You know what I mean? For one, I find it shocking because, you know, when you see somebody on camera enough and you watch all their interviews, you feel like you start to know them as a person. You know what I'm saying? You might not know them personally because you're not the one directly speaking to them, but you get a feeling for who a person is from watching them throughout the years and just watching them grow as people and fighters. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been watching Spence since he debuted pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I've been heard about him from the amateurs. And I had been watching way before the Mayweather sparring rumors, the Adrian Broner sparring rumors. This man didn't have a child. You know what I'm saying? And he always seemed like a stand-up dude, which it's very possible that he is. And he always stood on business, man, and he seems like he's loyal to the soil. And in every interview I ever watched from Errol Spence, he's always showed a lot of love to Derrick James whenever his name was addressed. You couldn't really see, definitely didn't see any tension between them. Um, you didn't, I mean, they always seemed like they had a really solid relationship. You know what I mean? But that's when they was winning, of course. You know what I mean? My bad, I'm eating ramen, y'all. Hold on. What you think about Martinez going for the IBO? And if he wins, do you think he'd go for one of the 4 sanctioning body belts and win? I think that'd be extremely tough to do. In all honesty, man, I can't see him beating Johnny Beck. I can't see him beating Adames. I can't see him beating a Jamal Charlo at this age. Well, we're talking about prime Sergio Martinez. You know what I mean? He might have something going on, but I don't even see him being Erislandy Lara. So he's definitely in a tough space. That IBO belt might be the closest thing he may reach to it. But from what I understand, he's going against some Italian dude. They fighting out in Germany. And he's an undefeated dude. So undefeated, young, hungry lion. But I'm rooting for Sergio, man. He took a 6-year layoff and been 6-0 since then. Got to commend that man. That man is, 45 years old? Got to respect that man for continuing the grind, continue living the fighter lifestyle. I respect that a whole lot, man, because he could have easily been like, man, I'm done with this shit. After the Cotto fight, he could have been like, man, listen, he could have felt bad for himself and we're like, man, my knees shot. I don't got it no more, man. Let me just find something else to do. You know what I'm saying? But 48, see, he may be 48. From what I read, he was 45, but he may be 48. You know what I'm saying? So that's impressive, man. You got to respect that man. That's still looking, that still has that motivation to fight. You know what I mean? He been keeping it low key over there, racking up his wins, man. Shout out to him, man. I'm wishing for the best for this man. But we talking from a realistic standpoint. I think the curtain closed on him winning a world title from a real sanctioning body. You know what I mean? From one of the legitimate 4 belts. I don't really see that happening. It's not the best division right now. But I think it's enough competition for Sergio not to be able to get one of those world titles. What's up? Get J Cash, Jordan Sheriff in the building. Much love to the UK. You know what I'm saying? But from watching interviews with Earl Spence and just seeing how the way he carries himself and stuff like that, he seemed like he a real solid dude who stands on principle and seems to be loyal to the soil, man. Derrick James done been in this man's career since the amateurs. You know what I mean? And they've been on a hell of a run since then, man. Beat some top-notch guys. Beat the Sean Porters. Beat the Kell Brooks. Beat the Mikey Garcias. Beat the Lamont Petersons of the world. I'm sure I'm missing some people. He has a hell of a resume, man. And he stepped up and had one of the most meaningful fights in the world of boxing right now. You know what I'm saying? He came up short, but he really went out on his shield, man. He really took the chance and made history. You know what I mean? He was a part of a great, great fight. He was on the losing end of it, but regardless, he still put it out all on the line, and he didn't have the best performance, but he did. He tried, man. You never seen any quitting, Earl. You didn't see it. You just see he stood determined the whole time, despite him getting knocked down several times, what have you. But apparently, it seems as if, according to these rumors, Earl Spence is looking for a change in training. You know what I'm saying? Which is extremely shocking. Extremely shocking. I would have never thought that he would take this route. It's still unsure, but it's really concerning that he hasn't stepped up to get rid of this rumor yet. You know what I'm saying? They said that he was looking, according to Obama's, from what I just read right here, he said that he's looking at the Calvin Fords. And they also said something about Roy Jones, which I believe is complete bullshit, man. I don't think he really rocked with Roy Jones like that, man. You know, they've been going back and forth for a little while. Roy Jones always picks against him. So I don't see why he would try to train with that man. You know what I mean? And then according to Mike Fox, who's a cool dude that I've met throughout the boxing world, he said that he was standing right next to Calvin Ford and he never heard anything about. Calvin Ford says he knows nothing about Earl Spence reaching out to him to train with him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It seems like that rumor's a little bit shaky, but the fact that I haven't heard Earl come out and uh, deny the rumor is kind of concerning. You know what I mean? Think Eubank could beat Triple G if that fight was to ever occur before he retires? Triple G is definitely older. You know what I'm saying? His performance, especially that last Canelo fight, he looked like a shell of his former self. You know what I mean? So if Eubank has any opportunity to beat Triple G at all, it would have to be right now. Because if he can't beat this version of Triple G, he can't beat him. He couldn't beat him at all at any stage of his career. Maravilla used to be one of my favorite fighters. This fight with Paul Williams are classics. Yeah, that knockout was phenomenal, man. Sergio Martinez was a monster, for sure. If he leaves DJ, that's crazy. Yeah. In all honesty, I'll definitely, like I said in my video earlier, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. I'll be definitely looking at Earl Spence different, man. I'll definitely be looking at him through a different perspective. I'll have like a whole completely different opinion on him if he were to leave Derrick James, and I'm gonna tell you why. Derrick James has, and it may be me just speaking from a trainer's perspective, you know what I mean, and feeling that man pain. Derrick James, I'm talking about, but Derrick James done stood with you when you were making all them bad mistakes, man, blowing up in weight, being training in sauna suits before the fight, cutting corners, drinking, partying. He stood with you when your car flipped and you had to bounce back. That man stood with you through your hardest moments, man. Derrick James could have been easily after that car accident. He was like, "Yo, listen, out of respect for you and out of love for you, man, I care about your health. I won't be training you anymore." But Derrick James stood with you throughout the entire process. Grinded it out with you, got through that slump, won every single title by your side. And a lot of trainers in Derrick James' situation would have thrown a towel when you fought Terrence Crawford, but he believed in you enough to feel like you could continue fighting through the adversity. He's been with you through every single trial and tribulation in your career and in your life. And the fact that I don't know if it's true, but if this is true, it'd be shameful if you were to walk away from Derrick James off of one loss. You know what I mean? That'd be shameful. That'd be completely disrespectful. That'd be like spitting in that man's face. That's what I think. You know what I mean? That man stuck with you through every single through the highs and the lows. That man just stood by your side, bro. They really believed in you. It took time out of his life to teach you everything he knows, man. I'm not trying to get too deep. I'm not trying to get too emotional. I'm just speaking from the aspect of a trainer. I hope that's not true. I hope it's not true at all. You know what I mean? Earl Spence probably ignoring this. They're probably going to address it at a later time. But that'll be extremely sad to see. And seeing another man in Earl Spence's corner will be shameful. You know what I mean? That's a great question, Jordan. He says, in your opinion, how much should loyalty play a part between a fighter and a trainer? It depends on how y'all came up, man. Like, if this man done been with you since you was a baby, bro, like if he started with you when you were a kid, an amateur, and took you through the amateurs and you became successful, put you through the pros, got a world title with him, all your highest accolades and achievements was with this man. That man has sacrificed time from seeing his family, from raising his children. A lot of his personal time is gone. He's pretty much on your time. He's solely devoting his life, a good part, a portion of his life to you. Um, so with that being said, I think loyalty should play a part depending on where y'all started, man. If y'all started from the bottom, bro, I can't see how you can walk away from that man. Now, if you found him midway through your career, or if you just that type of dude who just bounced from trainer to trainer, you know what I'm saying? And you just there strictly from a business aspect, y'all not really attached like that, y'all just cool on some boxing terms, then it's just business. But it's a different type of situation when y'all came up from the bottom, bro. Y'all both built each other, man. Derrick James built Spence. Spence built Derrick James into the trainer he is today. Loyalty gotta play a part, man. And that's why, like, I don't fuck with Canelo, right? I'm not a fan of that man. But when he had both of his losses, never heard a rumor about him leaving Eddie or Chepo Reynoso. When he lost to Floyd, everybody was saying how he needed to get a new trainer, blah, blah, blah. He needs a new team around him. He said, fuck what everybody talking about. They stood by his trainer's side, and those were the same guys that watched him grow up as a little redhead kid. From being a 15-year-old professional fighting in Mexico to becoming a prospect, contender, to a 4-division world champion, an undisputed world champion. You know what I mean? And loyalty is a big thing with Canelo. When everybody left Golden Boy, when Al Heyman and Richard Schaefer took all them fighters from De La Hoya while he was sniffing coke and all that, Canelo was the only one that stayed. He could have easily left them. Signed a deal, signed an extension afterwards after the Floyd fight. Loyalty do play a part, man. If that's your day one, yes. If you found him midway through your career, you just, you know what I mean? That's different. But I'm telling you, that man watched you grow. He helped you become the man that you are inside and outside the ring. I'm not the type of person to say that you owe anybody anything, but at the same time, it's like, be considerate, man. Like, if you feel like you need something new to your team, you a high-level elite fighter, man. You can add somebody to the stable that day one trainer could work with. You don't have to cut him out of the equation just because you have a single loss on your record. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you were successful in all these different fights. You know what I mean? And there was always we when y'all won, from what I understand. So now that you lost, you're saying you pointing the finger at Derrick James because you lost. But when y'all was winning, it was always we. But when y'all come up short, it's him. Now, not attacking Earl Spence. This isn't official yet, from what I understand. But it's really concerning that he has not stepped up and said anything about it yet. Jordan Sheriff back in the building. Shout out to him, man. Hold on, let me see what J Cash said before I get to that. That'd be green as fuck and definitely snakish if he dip out on DJ. Man is definitely a solid game person. I just don't like the way he was disrespecting Bomac in the press. Yeah. That was a little bit too much in my honest opinion. You know what I mean? But regardless, I just don't feel like just because you had one bad performance, you should walk away from your trainer, especially if you've been with him for a good portion of your boxing career, amateur and pro. Jordan back in the building, he said, if you experience your greatest moments with your team, then it's only right to be prepared to go through the lowest moments with the same people. Exactly. I'll tell you this. I've had pro fighters that have gotten knocked out clean. And not once did I ever say, like, man, I'm done with this dude, man. Like, and I went through the struggle just like they did, bro. We feel that pain just like they do. When you put in the camp, you put in the work with them guys, you put in the camp with them guys, man, you sacrificing your time just like they are. You with them every step of the way. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate, man. It's really unfortunate. I just hope it ain't true, bro. You know what I mean? let's just hope that's not real. You know what I mean? Because I think that Earl will have a lot of explaining to do. And he's cut people from his team before. Blu-ray, he cut him out the equation. Never explained why. Never spoke bad on Blu-ray name, but completely cut him out the equation. They got a whole new strength and conditioning coach. Took him a while to get a nutritionist added to his team because he just felt like he knew what was best for him. So maybe that's why he took the Blu-ray approach. He probably like, man, it's hard making 147. I don't want to put on no muscle, so I'm going to just cut him out the equation. Maybe that's what it is. But we've seen him cut people off in his team before. Yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see, man. But besides that, I also seen an article come out that Dmitry Bivol is having a hard time finding an opponent, which blows my fucking mind because it's like, you're world champion, bro. You're world champion. You want to fight the best. You got 2 great wins against Canelo and Gilberto Ramirez. Back-to-back guys. One was undefeated. The other one was arguably pound for pound number 1 at the time, right? So because you got these 2 impressive wins, why is it so hard for you to find an opponent? I'll tell you exactly why. Apparently, they're trying to blackball this man. You know what I mean? I've seen several times the WBC come out and said that they don't want Dmitry Bivol to fight. Better be because they are in support of Ukraine. And because Bivol's from Russia, they will not allow him to fight for the WBC title. Which is like, I've really never heard this shit in my whole life. I don't know how I don't even know how boxing fans allowed them to get away with that. Is Bivol out there in Russia shooting at Ukrainians? Is he over there trying to invade Ukraine on his own? Isn't Better be Russian? Am I missing something? Isn't he Russian? I know he lives in Canada, but isn't he a Russian? He happens to have, 3 of the belts? Canelo fans celebrating right now. That shit. I can only imagine hearing that about Bivol. But it's like, isn't that like discrimination? Isn't that like discrimination? Like, how am I confused? Like, am I missing something? I'm not understanding. Like, what is really going on? And why is this allowed? D. Griff, that's facts, bro. They act like he one of the main hitters behind the scenes really making this shit happen in Ukraine. Isn't that like discrimination? Like, am I missing something, bro? Like, am I wrong? Like, what the fuck is going on? The WBC is one of the biggest reasons why we can't get undisputed at 175. Jordan Sheriff back in the building. He said then Bivol had problems getting paid from the Ramirez fight for the same reason. I didn't even hear nothing about that. I'm gonna have to go look that up, but I wouldn't be surprised if they doing this to him. I wouldn't be surprised if he had trouble getting his paycheck. That's insane, bro. What has Bivol ever done? Like, we never seen this man like headlining an article for any type of criminal behavior. This man is low key, bro. He stays in his own little world. He trains his ass off. He prepares properly for his fights. He rises to the occasion each time. Undefeated, great fighter, not problematic. Why are y'all picking on this man? Because he's from a country that's in war right now with another country? Why the fuck is that even y'all business? What place do y'all have in that? What does the WBC? Why are they so invested in what's going on in the world right now? It's like that blows my mind. So this man is world champion, beat a pound for pound talent, one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time, then comes back right behind that and beats an undefeated Mexican fighter that beat Jesse Hart twice, was world champion at 168. And y'all gonna treat this man like this? Y'all blackballing this man. Y'all trying to sabotage this man's career. And I guarantee you he's never done anything malicious to anybody in Ukraine. So why are y'all taking out Russia's problems on him as if he's one of the ones that's out here doing the damage? This man's a boxer, bro. That's sad. That's sad, bro. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on in boxing right now, bro. It's a lot of crazy stuff in boxing right now. Nobody cares to correct it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And Mauricio Sulaiman acting like he can't do anything. Bro, it's not that he don't want to do anything. He don't want to do anything. Bro, he could change shit in a snap of a finger. He could change the rankings in the snap of a finger. He could make somebody a mandatory in the snap of a finger. That man has so much power. He pretty much controls every single motion that goes throughout the WBC. Don't nobody got control over him unless they cut him a check. Why are they treating this man like this? Why? There's people on these platforms that interview Mauricio Sulaiman on a daily basis. Why is nobody pressing this man? Why are you blackballing Dmitry Bivol from a potential fight against Artur Beterbiev to become undisputed? And that man has been calling for that fight for the longest. D. Griff, Canelo losing must have hurt his heart. That's possible. That's possible. So maybe he's using the war as an excuse not to give this man any more opportunities. And if that's the case, that's really messed up. It's disrespectful. You know what I mean? You don't want to put your feelings to the side, so you willing to sabotage a man's career who's done nothing to you. Incredible, bro. And reasons like this are exactly why I try my best to avoid talking about the business side of boxing, because of shit like this going on. If you ever watch my videos, I could talk about the business of boxing all day. I done help manage professional fighters. I've been in rooms with big time promoters, man, sanctioning body presidents. I done had conversations with these men. I done picked their brain. I done converse with people who done deals with Top Rank and PBC. You know what I'm saying? We had a fighter that was with Premier Boxing Champions. I could talk the business of boxing all day. I'm very aware of what's going on. I understand how these dudes be getting into the position they get into. I know what it takes. But when you see crazy stuff like this happen, it's like it really makes me hesitant to really speak about it, because what's going on behind the scenes is disgusting. That's why I try to strictly speak from a fan's perspective and just talk about stylistic matchups and what's next for that fighter. You rarely ever hear me talk about a fighter being the A side, a fighter being the B side, purse percentages, shit like that, bro. I don't care about none of that. I feel like that's not even something a fan should be speaking about, because that's not their business. Our business is to push, demand the fights that we want, support the fighters to the best of our ability. You know what I'm saying? And putting pressure on these higher ups to make these big fights happen. Anything outside of that, I feel like it's not our business, bro. I feel like it's really not our business as fans to tell a fighter what they worth. It's not our business to say who's the A side or who's the B side, who's the bigger star, who's the bigger draw. I really hear fans sit here and be like, nah, man, I don't want to see Boots fight Crawford. It's no reward for him. Bro, why the fuck is that your business, bro? That man's reward should be none of your concern. Your concern should be making the best and most intriguing fights happen. Regardless of a dude not being a world champion, none of that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Mauricio, they did wrong for that, bro. And this man really sitting here frustrated because he's a victim to the politics of boxing. It's disgusting, bro. And I really want to see how all this shit unfolds, because if it ends up being detrimental to Dmitry Bivol's career, that's really sad, bro, that the politics destroyed this man's career. I've seen it happen with Guillermo Rigondeaux, bro. I've seen it most notably with Guillermo Rigondeaux, bro. I've seen the politics of boxing destroy him and completely break him in half. And I just hope that don't happen to that dude. That's my opinion on that. So we'll have to wait and see, man. But we need to really find a way. We need to come together, and I'm willing to lead the way. If I had the right people around me to put pressure on these dudes, man. Put pressure on the Mauricio Suleimans of the world. Put pressure on these CEOs and executives at these networks, man. Let our voice be known. Lorenzo, gotta head back to work. Lunch break over, mate. Be easy, everyone. Make sure to like the live. No, I appreciate that for real, homie. I'm gonna make you a moderator when I get the chance, man. Already, I hooked up Real Talk and Notes on her, which neither one of them are on. I probably came on a little too late, but it is what it is. I'll make sure I make you a moderator whenever I get back on the live. But yeah, and other good news, man. There's a discussion going on right now, which I spoke on my latest video as well. I'm just touching up because I want to see what you guys think about it. They're asking if Brian McIntyre, Bomac, of course, Terrence Crawford's trainer, Keyshawn Davis trainer, Steven Soko Nelson's trainer, and now Chris Eubank's trainer. If he's trainer of the year, is he in lead for trainer of the year? And in all honesty, I don't think it's really a question for her. I think nobody's even close to accomplishing what Bomac has accomplished this year so far. I mean, there's great trainers. There's Calvin Ford. He's been great with Tank, man. Tank's definitely on a roll. Of course, we got who else? I guess you give credit to Bill Haney. You know what I mean? For Devin Haney getting that win over Vasil Lomachenko. You could give it to Jose Benavidez Jr. He had a great win over Caleb Plant. There's and they're about to fight Demetrius Andrade. I mean, Derrick James had a loss, but he's been a part of some great fights so far this year, man. But when you take things into consideration, man, it's hands down Bomac and his team. You know what I'm saying? The elite level of trainers that come together to help him out is incredible. Nobody has even come close this year. There's some fighters. I mean, Derrick James had a hell of a year last year, the year before that, what have you. But Bomac has consistently shown that he's one of the best trainers in boxing throughout these few years. He just didn't have his moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be doing well, you could be on a rise, but then there may be somebody who does something more historical in that time frame, so it overshadows what you've done. But when you look at Bomac, I think a lot of people try to play him because of how he looked. You know what I'm saying? He a fat dude. He don't look like the representation of a boxing trainer or whatever. But I think that's why they try to play him and discredit him. But when you look at this man's body of work, you can't play that man at all. You gotta come correct when you're talking about Bomac, man. And this is his time right now. So salute to that man. You know what I'm saying? He's done some phenomenal things this year. That man has a two-time undisputed world champion in the 4-belt era. Bomac. You know what I'm saying? That's a Hall of Fame. That's a Hall of Famer accolade right there for a trainer. How many trainers do you know, besides Clarissa Shields' trainer, I guess John David Jackson or whatever, could say that in the 4-belt era, they had a fighter who became undisputed in 2 different weight classes? Can't really do that. Nobody can really say that, especially amongst the men. Nobody can really say that. And he's in line. He's in line. This is for future. This is for future's sake, but he's in line to become a 3-time undisputed world champion. You know what I'm saying? So if he's able to do that, that just make Bomac look even greater. You know what I'm saying? So that's extremely intriguing, man. In all honesty, there's some great trainers, of course. Derrick James is still a great trainer. I know a lot of people bashing him, especially on my last couple lives. I've been bashing Derrick James. Calvin Ford is a great trainer because of what he's been able to do with Tank. Robert Garcia is still a great trainer, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But this is just Bomac's time. It's just Bomac's time, bro. Simple and plain. You know what I mean? Some shit don't really need context. A lot of shit don't really need no in-depth details. It speaks for itself. The accolades speak for itself, man. 3 heads, what up? What up? What up? How you doing? But yeah, man, what's pretty much what's going on in the sport of boxing right now. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy what's going on, man. It's crazy what's going on. But if it were a scenario where Errol Spence does walk away from Derrick James for this rematch, who would y'all like to see him work with? You know what I'm saying? I had somebody in my comments say that Errol Spence needed to go join Bomac for the Terrence Crawford rematch. And I don't know if they was trolling. I thought that shit was wild. When I wrote in the comments, like, could somebody tell me what's wrong with this comment? People were laughing and shit. I don't know if that was a casual. I don't know if he was trolling. I don't know what the situation was, but it was funny nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? But if Errol Spence has to sit down and think about possible trainers that he should go into camp with, who y'all picking? If y'all had to sit there, if Errol Spence gave you the opportunity to pick his trainer, to put him in the best position possible to be the Terrence Crawford, who y'all going with? There's some great trainers out here, man. There's some great trainers out here. What trainer in boxing right now will put him in a great position to beat Terrence Crawford? That's what I want to know. Leave some comments, man. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss. Let's chop it up. Let me know. Calvin Ford, Ralph. It seems like Calvin Ford is in the league. I've heard a few people mention Calvin Ford's name. Even in the rumor, they've been talking about Errol Spence possibly training with Calvin Ford. Calvin Ford is a great option. Calvin Ford is an underrated trainer, in all honesty. That's what I think. I think there's a lot of trainers out here that's not on Calvin Ford's level, yet they get more credit than him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure his time coming as well. Let me know who else. Calvin Ford, who else? Who else? Leave some options out there. You got the Robert Garcias of the world. Virgil Hunters. We got what's this dude name? Coach K. We still got Floyd Senior out here. He been quiet, but we still got the Floyd Seniors of the world out here. Andre Rozier. Buddy McGirt. Ronnie Shields. He out in Texas. Ronnie Shields. Who else, man? Who y'all looking at? Y'all real quiet in the comments today. I think I jumped on too late, man. Yeah, this is gonna be a short live. I'm sorry about that. Jordan Sheriff back in the building. Shout out to him. He been keeping the conversation moving tonight. Appreciate you, my brother. He says Calvin Ford for me, just because I see him working at grassroots a lot, as well as with elite fighters. Okay. Okay, this is an interesting one right here. He says Ronnie Shields or Freddie Roach. I have a completely different take on Freddie Roach than most people do. You know what I'm saying? It's not really no disrespect to Freddie Roach, but in all honesty, man, I think he a little bit overrated, bro. I think that he's really like, he reminds me of like a Teddy Atlas. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the fighters he got were already made. You know what I'm saying? Freddie Roach gets a lot of credit for Manny Pacquiao, and a lot of people joined Freddie Roach after Manny Pacquiao, the Miguel Cottos, the Amir Khans. I'm sure there's more that's not popping up on the top of my head right now. But regardless, he gets a lot of credit for Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was already a multiple-time world champion before he met Freddie. You know what I'm saying? He might have had his dominant prime with Freddie, so I guess he gets some credit in that aspect. But can y'all name me one fighter that Freddie Roach built from the ground up? And in all honesty, that's what I look at to see if somebody's a legit trainer. Can you build a fighter from the ground up? Can you have a fighter walk into a gym who never threw on a pair of boxing gloves in their life and build them up to a point where they're an elite level fighter? You know what I'm saying? Freddie Roach doesn't come from that cloth, man. I'm sure he's good at finding ways to make fighters better and making them more confident in their abilities and stuff like that. Because he helped rejuvenate Miguel Cotto's career after he lost to Austin Trout. That's no doubt. I guess you could say he improved Manny Pacquiao's career. He helped Amir Khan do well at certain times in their career. But it's like, who did he really build to make them like when did he start somebody from scratch? Ronnie Shields, he was able to do it with the Charlo brothers, man. Like Jermell left him, but man, he was training Jermall since he was a little boy and built him up to a world champ, like 14, 15 years old, had them under his wing. Gotta respect Ronnie for that. You know what I'm saying? So I like Ronnie Shields. I do like Ronnie Shields. I met him in person too. Good, cool dude. Bro said he should go to Reynoso so he can learn how to just throw hooks and have a high guard with only a little bit of head movement. Well, Earl Spence already walks you with a high guard. He don't really got no head movement, so that's 2 out of 3 right there. I don't think Reynoso is a good fit for Canelo in all honesty. I mean, for Earl Spence. I don't think Reynoso is a good fit for Earl Spence. You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion. Maybe could help him with some upper body movement, but for the most part, nah. I'm not feeling that one, Chief. Okay, I see what you. Yeah, that's a different term. I was wondering what you meant by that. Grassroots or from the ground up is what makes a great trainer, in my opinion. I agree with you 100%, man. And I'm on my way. You know what I'm saying? I got amateurs that I'm starting from the ground up, man. I got a 5-0, 165. I got a 4-0, 165. I got a 2-0, 140. And I got a 2-1, 140. But that one loss wasn't with me. You know what I'm saying? No, actually, no. Yeah, that one loss was with us. Yeah. We had a girl who was, I believe, was like 8, 9 fights in. and I believe she's 5-1 with us. You know what I mean? So not only are we building fighters from the ground up, but we're improving fighters that are already starting to build the foundation. You know what I mean? That's what makes a great trainer. If you could take a motherfucker who never threw a punch in their life or never learned how to even step into a jab, and you're able to take them and mold them into somebody that could do something in the sport of boxing, interim belt, world title, multiple divisions, whatever. You gotta respect that trainer, bro. They know what they're doing. They cut from a special cloth. Not every fighter. A lot of these trainers don't even want to go through the process of building a fighter from the ground up. They find it too frustrating. They find it too difficult. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand the process. And what Nas say, they fear what they don't understand, hate what they can't conquer. You know what I mean? Freddie Rose is a little bit overrated. Pacquiao was made way before Pacquiao got with him. Like you said, I don't get why he gets all the credit for training him. Well, I can tell you why. He got the complexion for the protection. Just like Teddy Atlas. Who the hell did Teddy Atlas make? Who the hell did he train from the ground up and made them world champion? Like, this dude was just living in Cus D'Amato and Kevin Rooney's shadow, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Teddy Atlas didn't build nobody, and they respect this man's opinion so much as if, like, he's some type of boxing god. They be calling him one of the greatest trainers of all time. Like, how? How? What did Teddy Atlas do, bro? What did he do? Besides that little dumbass fireman speech he had in the corner. We are firemen. We train in the heat. We live in the heat. I'm like, bro, Tim Bradley's fighting Brandon Rios, bro. Like, Brandon Rios is a cold turkey, bro. Like, relax, bro. You so hype in this moment. Like, but then what happened when Tim Bradley fought Pacquiao right after that? This man was doing cartwheels in the ring. This man was doing somersaults, all type of shit, and then retired. He had Alexander Volzdik. He came to Philly for that training camp, and he used my super middleweight. He was yelling at Volzdik throughout the whole sparring sessions to the point where Volzdik was getting emotional. Then he gets stopped by Beterbiev at the Leocourt Center and then retires as well. His fighters lose and then retire. This happened back to back. But nobody really talks about it because this dude got so many great quotes and this dude's some type of historian. So they think because he knows and knows how to speak about boxing that he's a great trainer, bro. That's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? Earl needs to stay with DJ for real. Thank you. That's exactly what he needs to do. That's exactly what he needs to do. And he should apologize if he even considered leaving Derrick James. Derrick James done been with that man through thick and thin, bro. Carter flipped. Bro, they was doubting you. They told you wouldn't even be back. But Derrick James kept believing in you, bro. That man done been through your corner through your ups and your downs, bro. Your highest and your lowest moments. He could have walked away from you after that accident and be like, bro, I'm not having that. I'm not even about to take that risk with you because if something happened to you, I don't want that to fall on me. You know what I'm saying? He could have easily took that approach and walked away from Earl. But he stood with him the whole time. And I think it's deeper than a check, man. I think Derrick James got genuine love for that kid, bro. They built each other, man. It's deeper than boxing. That's why I can't respect if Errol Spence was to walk away from him. Mark, stay win. I appreciate that, homie. Thank you. Southpaw in the building, as always. Teddy, a better podcaster than trainer. Buddy ain't no fireman. Yeah, facts. He ain't no great trainer for real. He could build up some amateurs and go against me. I guarantee you I'll watch his whole stable. He not like that for real. I don't even know if he trained nobody right now. Now he could be sitting on a podcast talking shit about fighters that he could have never been able to train and build. You know what I'm saying? Teddy Atlas mad overrated as a trainer. Great podcast though. Yeah, they be talking that talk sometimes, man. I really enjoyed that interview he had with J-Rock at one time. Jay, don't get it fucked up. Like Teddy Atlas is knowledgeable. You know what I'm saying? Like he be on the money sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm talking about strictly when you talking boxing, Teddy Atlas know what he talking about. However, from a trainer's aspect, I think he gets a lot more credit than he deserves. You know what I'm saying? But when you say that, you a hater. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't even really give my take on other trainers and stuff like that. But I got interviews all over the place talking about how Teddy Atlas is overrated. He probably done seen it himself. Fuck Teddy. It is what it is. And he lied about that brawl he had with Hector Camacho too. I talked to Hector Camacho Jr. about that. He said he was there, and that is not what happened. So Teddy Atlas not only is an overrated trainer, he's a fucking liar too. And I should bring Camacho on the show to expose what really happened. Because he was making it seem like he was really getting busy and throwing punches at Camacho, bro. That's not what happened, bro. So I think I'm going to bring Hector Camacho Jr. on here one of these weekends and really break down, you know what I'm saying, what really happened. You know what I'm saying? Even Eddie Reynoso didn't build Canelo from the ground up. Reynoso's dad was the one. Yeah, bro, I was saying that on Southpaw Channel. You know what I'm saying? I said that. I said Chepo built Canelo. Eddie didn't do that. When Chepo started having health issues and started falling apart where he couldn't maintain Canelo no more, then he passed it off to Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Which is nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Chepo he didn't build Canelo. Well, Chepo built Canelo, not Eddie. Eddie didn't build anybody he done had. Yeah, I don't know why Spencer's thinking about leaving. Maybe he wants a trainer who will focus all his attention on him. But still, Derrick James is a perfect fit for him. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But at the same time, Derrick James went through Earl. Each time he picked up a fighter, and Earl then gave him the clear for it. If you remember, Jermell Charlo had asked Earl Spence personally, like, yo, can I train with, would you be cool if I train with Derrick James? And he said, yeah. He open arms, bro. You know what I'm saying? He signed Frank Martin and approved of him training with Derrick James. Ryan Garcia, same thing. They taking pictures together. Anthony Joshua, same thing. They taking pictures together. And they all train. They all train on different times too. So it's like for that time frame that they're training, Derrick James got a whole schedule down. It's not like he got all them training at the same time. He breaks it down. Like he probably have Earl in the morning, Anthony Joshua late mornings. Then I'm sure he breaks it down. Like he saves 2 hours for each fighter. So he might have several fighters throughout the day, but for that time, I'm sure he's giving Earl all his attention. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Thoughts on Hector Camacho Sr. He was a great fighter, man. He was a great fighter, bro. Fast as hell, great boxing ability, and didn't duck anybody. For all monsters, and never been stopped. You know what I'm saying? I think he fought as high as 168. For everybody, win or lose, he put on phenomenal performances, man. Camacho, definitely top 10 all time for Puerto Rico, in my opinion. EJ and DJ both bring the best out of each other every time I see interviews of them talking about each other. You can tell they have a genuine bond with each other. Spence shouldn't throw that away. Yeah, I agree with that, man. And I was saying that earlier. You can tell their bond is deeper than boxing. So to see him walk away from Derrick James after one loss, it was a big loss. But after one loss, you willing to walk away from a guy you got a lifelong bond with? It's like, I can't really respect that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, and what I've been saying habitually since I heard about this, I hope it's not true. It is not confirmed from what I understand. But I haven't heard Earl Spence dispel the rumor either. So we'll just have to wait and see. It could be right, it could be wrong. I don't think it's hating on Teddy. Most boxing fans, especially Mexican boxing fans, call everything against a Mexican fighter hating. But they always got the most to say. Yeah. That's the type of society that we in now, bro. It's like if you expose any truths you know what I'm saying, about somebody, or you address the elephant in the room that everybody else scared to talk about, you a hater. I mean, that reminded me of the Steven Jackson situation. Um, I had spoke out against Steven Jackson commentating boxing, and I'm like, since when does Steven Jackson know anything about boxing to ever commentate on it? Every time they asked him a boxing question, he kept making basketball analogies. And I'm like, bro, we're not here for basketball analogies. We want to know what you genuinely think about this fight. How do you have the fight going? What do you think? What does this guy do right? What does this guy do right? Who do you have having the advantage? He struggled getting through those boxing questions, but he was seen to grace by the question each time with bringing up some type of basketball reference. Like they'd be like, "Oh, what do you think about Gervonta Davis against Ryan Garcia? What's your take on it?" He's like, "Yeah, man, you know Gervonta Davis. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. Ryan Garcia's fast as well. He kind of reminds me of Allen Iverson when he used to pull up off the dribble. You know what I'm like, bro? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you talking about?" And when I had addressed it on my story, Steven Jackson has over 1 million followers. He has over 1 million followers. He saw my message in his request folder and then pursued to call me a hater. You know what I'm saying? And in the process of doing so, he screenshotted the DM and posted it on his page, right? So I'm like, damn, they about to cook me in the comments. I checked the comments. They all defended me. They all defended me, bro. They're like, well, he's not wrong. You don't really know anything about boxing. And then at the same time, Steven Jackson was saying, oh, if you never played basketball before, then your opinion don't count. Like, I think he even said, I wouldn't tell a surgeon how to perform surgery, so why would you tell a basketball player how to play basketball? Meanwhile, you're a whole basketball player trying to talk boxing when you've never thrown a punch in your life. You've never been in a ring. Well, I'm sure you've thrown a punch, but you've never thrown a punch in a boxing setting. You never competed before. You don't know what it's like to knock somebody out in a boxing ring. You don't know what it's like to lose in the competition. You don't know what it's like to win in competition. You don't know what it's like to be in a 6 to 8 week camp. You don't know what it's like to cut weight. You don't understand any of that. You know what I mean? So, and there's some exceptions to commentators, like, you know what I'm saying? I think there was some great commentators back in the day that never boxed before that still could, you know what I'm saying, have a fluid conversation with somebody. Like Max Kellerman, he knows his boxing. I don't like the dude, but he knows his boxing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. It's crazy. Whenever you expose the truth nowadays, you a hater. It's like they just want you to ignore it, sweep it under the rug type shit. I'm not that type of dude, man. I don't kiss ass. I don't bite my tongue for nobody. If I feel like something wrong, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna try to come across disrespectful, but I'm gonna definitely address it. You know what I'm saying? He says if you never played basketball before, you can't talk on basketball. According to his logic, if you never boxed before, you can't talk on boxing. That's a fact, bro, and that's exactly what I told him. But he was like, "Oh man, you just hating. You wish you was here. You wish you was in my position." And I'm like, "Bro, why would I want to be commentating?" And then that's the thing, bro. He acted like what he was doing was so major, and I was like, "Bro, you're commentating for prelims fights on Showtime. Like you're not commentating the main card. You're not commentating the main event." Bro, you're commentating the prelims of a card. I'm the type dude, if I want to do something, I want to do it to the highest level. Bro, trust me, I am not craving to be in your position of commentating prelims fights. Meanwhile, while you were commentating the prelims fights, you didn't even know who the hell was fighting. You didn't even know it. You were struggling getting through their names. You did no homework prior to this. It was like, bro, you're literally embarrassing yourself. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Never like Steven Jackson. There's so many former boxers that would love to take that commentating job. that are not in the best finance. Bro, you must have been watching my videos, bro. Shout out to E-Talks Combat, because that's exactly what I was saying on Southpaw's channel. You know what I'm saying? We definitely agree from that aspect, bro. It's like there's so many fighters that's broke out here. You know what I'm saying? Don't even got 2 dimes to squeeze together. You know what I'm saying? That's dying for some type of opportunity. And you give it to y'all giving boxing, y'all giving commentating jobs on boxing to basketball players. It's crazy. Stop motion MMA. Why don't you like Mash Kellerman? I just feel like sometimes that man pushes narratives. And a lot of people do that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes naturally biased. You know what I mean? They got certain people that they stick by, but he blatantly lies. You know what I'm saying? Like he was calling, I believe he was calling Teofimo the undisputed champion of the world, and I'm like, bro, are you really trying to like completely discredit the fact that Devin Haney was WBC champion at the time? I was like, bro, how? And I seen Marcos Villegas do it too, and I'm like, bro, he's not undisputed at all. Like, y'all, undisputed literally means not disputed. Un means not. Disputed, cool. Undisputed, not disputed. How could you be undisputed if there's a dispute on who's the real champion? I don't care how Devin Haney got the WBC title. The fact that they gave it to him and gave you a franchise belt lets me know that your WBC franchise belt is fake and Devin Haney was the legitimate champion. So how can you say that you're the only champion in your weight class if there's somebody right there with the green strap around his waist? You know what I'm saying? They was doing the same thing with Kambosos, calling him undisputed. I'm like, bro, do y'all just completely forget that Devin Haney's here? And it's crazy how tables turn because he ended up, Devin Haney got himself in position and became the undisputed world champion. That's real undisputed. You know what I mean? No regular titles, no interim belts. All legitimate titles under one man. That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? No franchise. We don't count franchise belts. None of that shit. You know what I mean? It's crazy. He pushes the narrative because he has an ESPN platform to push narrative. Yeah, exactly. I hate when people call Teofimo and Kambosos undisputed, bro. They did that religiously just to tear down Devin Haney's reputation. You know what I'm saying? They was letting these people call them email champions and all types of shit, act like this man didn't exist. And I'm like, bro, y'all really like grimy. Y'all really doing this man a disservice. And a lot of people get unified and undisputed mixed up. Unified only means that you have more than one belt. Undisputed means you have all 4 of them. So, for example, if you had the WBC and WBA, you're unified. You can add the WBC, WBA, you can add the IBF. You're still unified. You are not undisputed until you get that 4th belt, which would have been the WBO. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. They call these dudes, they be calling unified dudes undisputed. I'm like, bro, that's not how that works. It's like y'all interchange these terms so loosely, and it's like, bro, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? I would love for a former boxer to take over for Bradley on Top Rank. He's so insufferable to hear on commentary. The way he switches up mid-fight depending on who is winning is crazy. Yeah, Tim Bradley, you know, he's a knowledgeable dude. You know what I'm saying? He watches film. You can tell he really loves the sport of boxing, but he does do a lot of crazy stuff, man. He be having some outrageous takes, and he'll pretty much throw anybody under the bus, man. He's a real flip-floppy dude. That's why a lot of people don't like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll never forget how the way he played Terrence Carver and tried to big up Lomachenko. It was like, I remember when Terrence Carver was coming up, he was talking about, yeah, that was my sparring partner, man. He gave me great work. I knew he was going to be world champion. Constantly bigging up Terrence Crawford. And then as soon as the Loma hype train came around, bro, that man went out his way to disrespect Crawford on so many levels, calling Lomachenko pound for pound #1. You know what I'm saying? While Terrence Crawford was doing his thing and dominating at 140, becoming undisputed, that man really act like Terrence Crawford wasn't shit. This is a big up Lomachenko, bro. And when Andre Ward asked him why Lomachenko was above Terrence Crawford, he literally said, bro, because he's Lomachenko. I'm like, you're a commentator, bro? With that type of reasoning, you're a commentator? That's disgusting, bro. You sound like you obsessed with the man. You got some weird type of. That's a weird reason to give somebody a pound for pound number one just because they're Lomachenko. It's like, all right, bro, you know what I'm saying? Get that piece out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Yeah, Max be pushing agendas, but you would never hear Max saying how Teofimo didn't want to fight Haney. Yeah, bro, we know that. Of course, Max not gonna say that. Teofimo whole demeanor would change when Devin Haney would walk up to him. You could tell that's a fight they really don't want, and they really struggle. They really struggle with their outboxing style. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You can tell he don't want no smoke with Devin Haney, bro. He want dudes that he could counter punch and just style on and stuff like that. But the outboxing style with a good jab, movement, set traps, you know what I'm saying? Good reach. They're going to give Teofimo a problem every time. They were calling Jamal Charlo the email champ too. Yeah, of course they were. But they would never say how Triple G just gave up his belt so he wouldn't fight Jamal. Because he didn't want to fight Jamal. He just gave up the belt. Chasing Canelo. They don't want to acknowledge that. There's a reason why these dudes being handed belts, because the ones who had the belts didn't want to fight them. Would there be any email champs if dudes fought their mandatories? Or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, if these dudes fought their mandatories and took on these fights, no, it wouldn't be. Bradley be D-Rod Lomachenko on commentary, bro, all the time, bro. All the time. He got an obsession with people that got the complexion for the protection. You know what I'm saying? That's why they be calling him, that's why they be saying he loves biscuits. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe that if Teofimo, hold on, that just skipped like crazy. Hold on. I truly believe that if T.O. had beat Kambosos, he wouldn't have fought Haney. He probably would have vacated and went up to 140. Of course, that's what he was going to do, bro. Of course, that's what he was going to do. He wasn't going to fight Devin Haney at all, bro. At all. You know what I'm saying? So that was him losing was a blessing in disguise for Devin Haney. Because if he would have beat Kambosos, he would have never got a shot at Undisputed. Not at 135. You know what I'm saying? Three heads. What do you think about T.O. versus Boots for the WBO at 47? Boots will demolish T.O., man. T.O. is way too small. He just starting to build up to the 140-pound weight limit. You know what I'm saying? Boots is a huge 147. Punches hard, explosive, fast. Does about everything that Teofimo's capable of doing, but I just think that Jaron Ennis is more talented. Obviously, Teofimo has been in bigger, more meaningful fights, but Jaron Ennis is the complete package, man. That's not a fight that Teofimo will ever be looking to take, especially at 47. You know what I'm saying? He just starting to get used to the 140-pound weight limit. He got a long way to go before he ever look in Jaron Ennis' direction. And that's my honest opinion. I think that Boots will hurt Teofimo badly if they were to fight right now. Teo not ready for that. You trying to get that man hurt. What Bradley really wanted to say was because he's white. Thank you, Ralph. Ralph is a smart man. You see exactly what I see, my brother. It's good to know I'm not crazy. You know what I mean? But let me get up out of here, man. Let me get up out of here, bro. I'm exhausted, bro. I did a lot of moving around today. And I've been slipping these last 2 days, so I made sure that I came up to y'all. I spoke to the people, and we got this good boxing talk. And I've been on for an hour and 9 minutes. You know what I mean? Definitely gonna be pushing out new content tomorrow. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna premiere another video. I'm not sure what I'm gonna talk about yet, but I'm gonna figure it out when I wake up, and then we're gonna go live early in the day, man. Yeah, this was a little bit lower viewership than usual, but I did come on later than usual, so I'm not really surprised. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Yo, man, check out the merch. You know what I'm saying? Check out the merch. I didn't even put my banner up. I didn't even put my banner up this whole time. That's crazy. Yo, check out the merch, man. MazumaMerch.com. Where the fuck is my head at? Where the fuck is my head at? Yeah, bro. Check out the merch, man. This is one of my hats that's on the website, man. Mazuma Boxing. You see the logo in the top right corner? It's the same one. Stitched right on, man. For the boxing fans, you know what I mean? People that's really a part of the boxing world, y'all support the movement. Go check out the hats, man. Beautiful hat. You know what I'm saying? That's a fan favorite for sure. That's my most sold item so much is the Mazuma Boxing logo. So, man, go check out the merch, man. If y'all support the channel, man, hit the Cash App, all that good stuff. But for now, in all honesty, I would love for you guys to continue subscribing to the channel. Keep liking the videos, sharing the videos any way y'all can, man. I just got some moderators on here. Yeah, bro, I appreciate that, homie. Thank you for understanding. You know what I mean? It was a great talk nonetheless, man. Stop Motion MMA, great live. Road to 1K. I appreciate that. We on our way, man. We about to hit 800. And I think we could do it by October, man. Definitely by the end of the year, we should have 1K. You know what I mean? And I'm building up that watch time too. So appreciate you guys so much, man. I got some of the best supporters on YouTube already, and I'm just getting started, man. I haven't even scratched the surface of what I want to do. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. I'm gonna go take my ass to bed, man. Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Maui in the building, man. Shout out to all of y'all. Like, comment, subscribe on the video. I'm out of here, man. Peace.